Today's test is going to be conducted blindly on our side of things and blindly for you guys. You can request the high-resolution audio files, and you can also go ahead and email us for the results so that you can hear what the actual results of the two were. We like to conduct these things blindly because our ears really will deceive us. If you know one costs 5 or 10 times more than the other, you might think it sounds better. The reality is that's no way to conduct a shootout with the knowledge of what you're listening to. And the question we have is, can this small 500 series unit with a slightly smaller transformer actually sound the same or similar to a vintage Neve 1073? And of course there's some discrepancy between how the 1073 sounds depending on which one you've got. Due to the age, they're consistent, but there are definitely some subtle differences. This is the saying, if you don't like it, turn it up, because our ears really will deceive us if the output level is hotter on one of the preamps. I mean, you'll hear more information, you'll think it sounds better in most cases. So what we need to make sure we do is dial both preamps in to where they're delivering exactly the same level. I've set both preamps to 55 dB, and I'll just tweak the output attenuation to make sure that we're getting the same results. I've engaged the phase reverse, and what we'll see is the master levels will come down when I listen to both of them, as they'll be canceling one another. When they're perfectly canceled, or as perfect as we can get anyway, we won't have any audio, or very little. These are the levels I'm getting out of the individual channels, and here is the sum of those two channels. And I am actually playing both of them back, and because they're so out of phase, I mean, you're seeing a 60 decibel differential, and I can get it even better. All right, Jared. I think we're ready to rock and roll. If you just want to play a little passage, we'll hear what we got.
Yeah, I worked on a vintage Neve console. It was a 24-channel board, and there was multiple, extra modules that we had. I mean, I can't remember exactly how many we had, but there's probably an extra 10 modules. So if something went out, we always had an extra module. It wasn't an issue if you have that many modules, but if you only have 2 modules, it's probably going to be an issue. You'd have to, pull it out and replace another with another module. So, the modules themselves, just they're not super reliable. I mean, they're 35 years old, it could be a maintenance issue, but at the same hand, it's just, you have an old console, it requires a lot of maintenance. Just as a module will die, one module to the next module would have a different sound quality a lot of times, and the board itself has a quality of its own too. They sound great, amazing actually, but they're not incredibly consistent. I mean, you're gonna have some variance in between the different modules that you're listening to and the different pre's.
Based on our listening tests, the differences are pretty subtle between these two. Some can hear differences, some can't. The bottom line is, these 1073 modules do vary quite a bit from one to the other because of their age. And this is just one isolated example of a 1073. One thing's for sure, you can get 6 of these 573 modules and a lunchbox for the same price as one of these 1073s. From our standpoint, that's pretty compelling.